Hi there, in the kitchen with the Naked Fairy Apothecary, traditional magic for a modern world. See all of my items on etsy.com/shop, Naked Fairy Apothecary, all caps. It's kind of dicey the way they have it set up. Anyway, I am making colloidal silver, and this is where you get 2 pieces of solid silver. This is 99.9999% pure. I bought it with authentication, and then I'm doing the double boiler method. There's water in the pot. There is water in the glass. This is pure distilled water. I took a reading a minute ago with this ppm meter, and it was 0. Okay, so we're starting at 0. It's 0 contaminants. There's nothing in the water. Very, very important. You get some leads, alligator clips, 9-volt batteries, positive and a negative charge, and that releases the particles into the water. The leads cannot touch on the top or on the bottom, or they will surge and it will ruin your whole potion. I'm trying to, my goal is to get it at a 30 ppm, 30 parts per million. That's a good solution. And there's so much online, pro, con, it's terrible for you, it'll turn you blue. So I went to the EPA, I went to the Department of Disease Control, and read the official reports. That condition, Argyria, has only occurred in people who were taking massive amounts of silver, and they were not taking purified colloidal silver. They were taking sulfur nitrates. They were taking things with sodium chloride in it, which is salt. Some people use that to speed up the process. What they're really doing is creating a different chemical. And the difference between colloidal and ionized coppers and silvers is just the size of the particle. A nanoparticle is easier to process, but it doesn't last as long in your system. Of course, the reason that you put it in a colloidal form or a nanoparticle form is so that it's bioavailable, so that it can get through your cell membrane. You cannot eat a silver dollar, you'll get poisoning, you'll get heavy metal toxicity. And like I said, with the copper, we can be both deficient and toxic because we're getting the wrong types of minerals in the wrong amounts. This is not something you take every day. Colloidal silver is known as an antiviral and antibacterial. It was used as an antibiotic before we had chemical antibiotics. So it's really, I mean, if you want to take a teeny bit every day, that's fine, but it's great to put on a cut, a scrape, when you feel like you're getting strep throat or a virus or, a seasonal or a conditional virus like herpes or something like that, strep throat, the flu, and it really can't hurt you if it's prepared correctly and you take it in moderation. The people who have gotten sick and even died from it were taking ridiculous amounts to where their blood was like 8 ppm. This solution's going to be 30 and you take a few drops, so do the math on that. They had that 8 ppm in their bloodstream, which is just ridiculous. And you have to know what you're making, how long it cooks, and what the water temperature is supposed to be. So when this is done, it should be 30 ppm. It should be a light golden yellow. If it's dark, murky, swirly, gray, blue, it's no good. It's contaminated. And you can go up into the higher parts per million, but there's really no good reason to do that. So I would put me in the video, but it's too hard to do while I am holding the camera. But beauty's on the inside, right? Yeah. Awesome. Stay in the light and see all of my products at Naked Fairy Apothecary, mostly crystal healing, but other stuff too.